This is Vicki with the Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to make some Christmas cards. We will be using some napkins. I went to Tuesday morning, this morning, and I came back with loads and loads of napkins. This is the first one I got. They had so many to choose from, it was hard to get just 3 packages. This particular one, it has 36 in it, and it's large enough that you can make approximately 6 to 7 cards from it. This snowman, there's 15 of these, and you can make about 6 cards from it. Now that's from each napkin. And then this one is has 20 in it, and these napkins are a little smaller, so you can get probably 4 or 5 from it. So you can see I have loads of napkins. If anyone is interested in doing some napkin trading, I will have my name and address in the directions, and along with my email. Just let me know and we'll do some trading. I am making some napkin cards, as you can tell, and I did a video, I believe it was number 19 if I remember correctly. It was the one that said a napkin card the easy way, and what you need to do, if you haven't seen it, is go back and look at it and see how I put the napkin on the cardstock, because I'm not going to show you how I did that on this video. But the way I did it, it was entirely different from what most people do, and it's really quick. So if you want to make some quick cards, that's the technique to use. So today we're going to do something different with our napkins. I have my 3 here. I've already cut them up, and I've already put them on my cardstock. Now, if you will look at this card that I have finished, you will see that the coloring in it is much different from the one here that I have not made. Now, and I will show you what I did to it. And the same with the snowman. You can see the coloring is different. And I have the 3rd piece of napkin here, and you can see that's really a different coloring. So let me show you what I did. We'll put these aside, and we'll start with the snowman. I took my embossing folder. Let me see if I can find the right one now. Of course, it's the one on the bottom. And I put it inside the folder. These numbers, don't worry about those. That tells me where it belongs in my box. So you put your card in there, and you've already got it on a piece of cardstock. Don't do this until you put it on the cardstock. And I'm going to run it through my Big Shot. Okay. And now we have a cardstock with some snowflakes on it. I don't know if you can see the snowflakes or not. All right, this card here, since it's so busy, the background and everything, I'm going just to put some dots on it, like little polka dots. And we'll do that like this and run it through the Big Shot. And now I have a card that is embossed with little dots. Next we'll take the 3rd one, and I'm going to take the scroll work. I have 2 here that I've used before. One is leaves and one is scroll work. I think I like the scroll work the better of the 2, so we'll see what you like after I show you both of them. Okay, and here's my card now. And you will see that it's embossed in some scroll work. Now, that's very pretty, but I'm going to make it have an entirely different appearance in a few minutes. The first one I'm going to work with is going to be my snowman. I am using Salty Ocean, and this is a distressed ink. And I'm going to take my applicator. Now remember, I have embossed snowflakes all over the card, all over the napkin. And now what I'm doing is just giving it a touch of this ink to make the snowflakes show up. And if you'll notice, it's changing the appearance of the card completely. Now, my suggestion is when you do this, work from the center and go to the outside. Don't go to the outside, come in, because you'll end up tearing your napkin. And you don't want to rub it too terribly hard, or you'll tear it that way. The only bad thing about this one is the blue does not show up well on the snowman's hat. You can see that it's embossed, but it doesn't show up like it does in the rest of the card. So we're going to quickly put this on here, and then we will place it on our card base. I'm going to try to give it a fairly smooth covering here. Okay, I have to excuse the background noise tonight. We're having trouble on our scheduling of the video and other things. So just ignore the background noise. Now what I'm going to do is take my glue, and I use rubber cement here. And on this particular card, I'm not going to put a mat. I'm just going to make it simple. And I put the napkin on the card base. Okay, now we quickly have our little snowman with his snowflakes, and those snowflakes show up, and that changes the appearance of that napkin completely. Let's go to the next one. The next one I'm going to use the red card, one with the poinsettias, and I'm going to use, in this case, dried marigold. And let's see what happens here. I'm going to kind of cover it up here, and you can see that this distressed ink gives an entirely different appearance. It gives it a little more depth. Instead of the flowers being cream color, they are now a rich kind of yellow. And the dots on the background don't show up a whole lot, but this color of distress ink kind of brings them out a little bit and makes them kind of pop, so you can actually see that there is something on the background. Now, I have one little mistake on this one, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've kind of had up a little crease there, but I don't think it's that noticeable. I also have a little piece of napkin showing, and we just clip it off. But I don't think that crease shows up that much, and you have to really look at it to notice it. I think I want to put just a little more on here on the edges. Again, work from your center to your outside so you don't pull up the edges on your napkin. Now, for instance, let's say you were to use this as a pocket. Well, now the dog decides to bark. Say that you want to use this as a pocket. You could do something like this and put it in your journal. You have your little loop up here, And that would make a beautiful pocket in a junk journal. So let's see, but this particular one, I'm going to give you a piece of green paper here, and I'll let it be my mat. And I'm going to put it on a piece of white cardstock. Let's see, I think I need to trim this one up just a little bit. Give me a second, let me trim this piece of cardstock, and so it's not too big. Okay, we now have this piece trimmed down a little bit. So now I'm going to use my rubber cement again. I'm going to put a little bit on the napkin. Put it on my mat. Now this does have a little writing on it, so I will try to put the writing right side up, and that will go on this white card. So this technique can also be used on pages in a journal to give it a little depth, to make it more vintage. It's just another technique that you can use. We'll put this down here like this, and there we go. That's my second card. Okay, last but not least is my cards here. This has a pine cone and leaves and berries, and it depends on where you cut your napkin as to what you have on it. This time I'm going to take my applicator, and I'm going to be using Vintage Photo. This particular one happens to be the oxide. And we're just going to do a little rubbing here, and you will see this card change completely. Again, go from the center outwards. Now, most of your distress inks don't show up a whole lot on the dark greens and all, but they do pick up enough. It does pick up enough ink on there to make it show up, but it's not real prominent as it is on the tans and pale reds or pinks. Okay, this particular card, I'm not going to put on a mat. I'm just going to put it straight on a card base. And you can see how quick I can put this together. Now, don't forget, if you want to see how I put the napkin onto the cardstock, don't forget to go see the video that says napkin card the easy way. And this will go on a piece of cardstock as soon as I find one here that I've got folded. Let me see, I think I've got some red here. We'll put this one on red. Let's see if this piece looks like it's too big. No, it's good. I was going to put it on white, but I decided I wanted that red to pick up the berries. And here we go. Now look how rich that looks with that distressing on the napkin. I'll smear a little glue in here. There we go. We have a little red trim around the edge. This one needs to kind of sit. It's a little bent. Okay, let's look at what we've done. Let me move a couple things out of the way. And as I said, some of these techniques that I do, you can also do in a junk journal or just a plain traveler's journal, depending on what you're doing. Okay, I had some that were already done, so I'm going to show you them also. Here's my snowman, and it just happens. Look at this one, the first one I did with this particular napkin. You see that he's got a snowflake around his eye. I did not plan that. I just put it in the folder. And this snowman is looking the other way. That's the way it was on the napkin. But that's the two cards there using the snowman. This, I used peel paint on this one. Now, I have not put my little cinnamon on it because even though this is kind of Christmassy, I may use it for a sick card. So I'm just going to wait, and when I'm getting ready to use it, I'll put something here, like Get Well Soon. I think that would be very appropriate for Get Well Soon too. Because you can use the flowers for that. So I'm going to leave it blank until I'm ready to use it. This was using peeled paint as the color. This one I used the marigold. I'd be interested in knowing which one you like better of the two. But in any case, it's entirely different from the napkins to begin with. I've misplaced my napkin here. Hold on. See, here we go here. There's my napkin there. See how much depth is given to that card by putting the embossing powder on it. Okay, last but not least is my card with the leaves and berries on it. This one has a piece of pine cone hanging on it. As I said, it depends on where you cut it on the napkin. Now again, I'm going to leave it blank. So I can use it for anything. And here's another one I did. This one I used leaves in the background, and I did not color it as much. So it depends on what you like. Whether you like the dark colors or the lighter colors. It's entirely up to you. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. As I said, don't forget to go back and look at, I believe it's number 19, a napkin card the easy way, to see how I put the napkins on the cardstock. If you did enjoy this tutorial, please come back and see me again, and don't forget to subscribe. Have a great crafting day. Bye.